Hello everyone and welcome to this showcase session. My name is Hal and in today's video we're going to be editing this sunset beach photo that I made early this year. If you're new to the channel and to this series, this is where we apply what we've learned in the Darktable from A to Z series. If you need help with any of the modules that we use today, or if you just need to refresh your memory, then you can look up the corresponding video on the channel and watch it. Come back here. In this series I do not prepare the edit before, we just go through the steps together. This way you can learn from whatever I do well and whatever mistakes I do as well. And hopefully it will be fun as well. Alright, let's crack on. I'm gonna start by putting on a denoise, no, not denoise, lens correction I mean, and see if we can fix the horizon a bit. It does. Right. Next step, actually have we ever done a lens correction module now that I think about it? It's been a while. It really has been a while. I don't know, I'm gonna have to look to see. If we didn't, we'll do one. Next I'm gonna do a color calibration, a quick one. We're gonna be concentrating on, well, we are going to edit it, but what I'm going to do at the end is that I'm going to do the first run using Filmic RGB, and then I'll disable it and we'll do a quick edit. Well, it's the same edit. We'll just put Sigmoid and we'll compare the two, see how we can compare them, keeping in mind that you really don't have to choose one over the other. These are both available, interchangeable, and one will do better with some photos than the other. Either use what you prefer or just try them and see which works best in which is what we're doing now. First, let's crop. Of course, it's obvious that the main subject is those wave breakers. I'm going to use this grid and align the horizon with the top 1/3 of the grid. This way we're just following the rule of the third to a T. I'm just trying to decide how much space do I want here. I don't want, it's might be okay if this starts a bit lower, but I feel like this is becoming less of a feature and just part of the photo. Let's see. On the other hand, I do like this. Does it unbalance the photo to have too much on this side? I think I liked it when it was a little bit smaller, like this. Again, this is not a science, at least not for me. It's just trial and error. Okay, I think I like that. I'm going to use one-tone equalizer and add some contrast. Okay, let's see, what did that do? Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. I like how it darkened the foreground as well. We don't want too much attention on this. Right, so I'm gonna do just a quick whatever we do with Filmic, the biggest advantage of Filmic, I find, is the enable highlight reconstruction. Well, not the biggest, but let's say it's up there. Do we need to change the look? Do we need more contrast? Let's see. It's a bit much, isn't it? Reset it. Double clicking resets it. Just a bit. And then pull it a little bit to the left. Yeah, I'm not gonna mess around too much with it. I know that we can spend a lot of time and tweak it and whatever, but how often do you do that? Sometimes I just sit around and work for hours on one photo just to get it to what I like, but to be fair and to be honest, I don't do that very often. Most of the time, come back from vacation and you need to edit quite a few photos, or from a photo shoot, and you don't want to spend more than 10 minutes per photo, if that. So anyway, we'll keep it short. Next, I'm going to just do a vibrant color in the color balance, and that's because I want to use the RGB primaries module, which is still new to me, at least, as well. So before we do that, actually, I'll keep it enabled, but before we do that, I'm gonna add another exposure and increase the lighting on those, because these are the feature that I want to get the most attention on. It doesn't have to be very exact. We'll just use a lot of feathering. It's just for a bit of light and maybe a bit of color as well. Maybe we'll see afterwards. Right, so we'll start with a 0.5. Let's put some 50 feathering or so. What did that do? Yeah, that looks good. Maybe a bit more. Was that a bit much? It was a bit much, I think. Alright, we'll settle on 0.6. So I hope you can see now the difference. You can see a little bit more details in that. We'll add more color as well. Anyway, let's get back to our RGB primary. Again, if you don't remember how it works, or if you actually don't know how it works and you would like to, there is a video on the channel. Look it up. I like orange sunsets. Believe it or not, this doesn't look like it, but it was a sunset. Not a great one. The sky was too cloudy, so it is what it is. We're going to try to fix it in post. And I got quite a few comments on, especially on shorts, where people say that this is too green, this is whatever, different color. Yeah, I know. You don't have to agree with whether the photo is prettier how I did it or not, but I did it how I wanted it to be. I'm not trying to make it as let's say realistic as possible. It doesn't have to be. Of course you can, there's nothing wrong with that, but you can as well do it, make it how you want it to be. In any case, as long as you don't have a customer paying, you can edit the photo to your heart's content as you would want it to be. If there is a customer, then well, I guess you have to edit it to the customers. Alright, enough blabbing. I want it to be more orange, and I'm talking about the whole image. I'm going to that's way too much, I know, but just so that we can see what's the color that we're adding, and play around with it. That's a bit too yellow. I think it was, yeah, that's it. Now we're gonna get the tint back to something more acceptable. Okay, right. Okay, maybe a little bit more red. Well, and the red I'm gonna push as well towards orange, because like I said, I want it to be orange. And then increase the red purity. That's maybe too much. Okay, and at the same time we'll push the blue towards cyan and maybe compensate a bit for that red that we added. Even though admittedly it is now much more brownish yellow, which was the goal. Let's see, what did we do now? That's without, that's with. Okay, I'm gonna add another color balance and maybe use the same mask that we used in the group exposure. Remember that one? And this time we're just gonna crank up the chroma a bit, and more saturation to, yeah, that's a bit much. Maybe more saturation than chroma to get a little bit more darkness in the shadows. And I wanted this to be a bit more reddish, or is it red enough now? Don't want to change the white too much. But let's see. Let's see. Get in more, maybe more red in the shadows. Is that enough red? No. No, as usual, we just put it too high so that we can see which color we are adding, and then we can. Yeah, that looks good. The color. Then we lower it to more acceptable levels. Okay. And then that's too much blue to compensate a bit. Okay, what did that do? It's subtle, but it's there. It is there. It helps the eye as well concentrate on those and move from the foreground to the background. Okay, I think that's enough color. Enough playing with the color. The next one is going to be a retouch. Did you notice that? That's was introduced in 4.6, and now we can, well, we can see the uncropped part of the, well, actually, or the cropped, I should say, part of the photo, and we can use that for retouching the image. And what I want to retouch is this. Maybe we'll try to get that from here, and that didn't work. This looks better. Let's see. Yeah, definitely. Do we need to get rid of that? I think so. It's a little bit distracting. I don't particularly like it. Let's see if we can get it. Oops. Control Z. What's going on? Or is it? Probably should just use a use copy instead of heal, because there is too much black. Let's see. Yeah, that's better, isn't it? Or at least it would be if I get it straight enough. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's following that. line on the horizon. There is actually a structure there in the on the horizon. You can't see it very well, but this is not the open sea. I mean, I guess it is, but this is Zeeland in the Netherlands, where there are a lot of peninsula next to each other and separated by the sea. So anyway, long story short, there's Earth there. That's why it's not straight. Earth? You know what I mean. Terra firma. Anyway, what's next? So I'm gonna do the normal diffuse or sharpen. I'm just trying to keep them till the last, because as soon as I add a few diffuse or sharpen, the whole thing grinds to a halt. Well, maybe not to a halt, but to a crawl. But that's the fault of my computer, not darktable, in case you notice and you're new to darktable. As you noticed till now, it's been snappy, but diffuse or sharpen is quite needy. Right, so we'll do a denoise, and if you've seen previous ones, you know those are the holy trinity that I always use just for quick edits. A local contrast, but this time I'm going to maybe add some iterations. Yeah, that looks good. And then another one, and need to sharpen it, but not maybe soft. I don't want to take away too much of the milkiness of the water. It was a long exposure shot, as I guess is obvious, so that's the point. But what happens if we do medium? That's, I do want some sharpness here, but might be too much. See, now it's taking time. You see the working. No, that's good. Okay, we'll keep it at that. We'll keep it at that. What else? What else do we want to do in this? Well, I don't know. I think less is more. Less is more, and not just in a Linux sense, or Unix I should say. Can try to do something with the sky, but I'm not sure I want the sky to be more more interesting than what it is. I know it's not very interesting, but it's not, the sky is not the topic at hand. Anything else? No, I think, well, we can try a haze removal, but I think it's redundant with everything what we did. And it is as well nice that it's a little bit, well, it isn't hazy, but it shouldn't be clearer than this. No, I think I'm gonna stop tinkering. Again, I'm going to take a snapshot. Unfortunately, we still can't rename the snapshots, or at least I don't know how to rename the snapshots. I didn't look into it, if you can, but that would be interesting. Right, we're gonna go back to crop, and then we're going to do this, and this is the photo as it was, and this is what we made with it. Right, now I'm gonna take this back, and then I'm gonna go here. Well, I know we can create another one. Well, maybe I will. Here, I'll duplicate it just in case, so that we don't lose it. And then in this one I'm going to disable Filmic and enable Sigmoid. Did I enable it? I did. Right, and again, we don't want to spend a lot of time messing with it, but I do feel like now all of the red is now might be a little bit too much. Maybe not. Bit more contrast maybe. And then I'm going to play around with the red attenuation here to see if I can recover some. It's taken this completely out. Let's see if we can recover it. It's too much maybe. Yeah, anything else? To maybe skew it again to the left to recover some of that red. Okay, looks nice. How is it compared to this? Just to be clear, this part, left part, and you can see here the S, this is the snapshot, so the left part is Filmic. So this is now with Sigmoid and this is with Filmic. Sigmoid, Filmic. Yeah, I do like the Sigmoid version as well. But again, the Filmic version is a bit more subtle. This has more impact though. So it depends on what you're looking for. Or maybe I just still don't know how to use Sigmoid. It's not that I don't like the result, I do. Or maybe it's just I'm used to more to Filmic. I don't know. There you go. Sigmoid, Filmic. Let me know which one you prefer. I'd be quite interested to know. And let me know if you think that I messed it up. That's quite possible. But in any case, I hope that you find this video entertaining and maybe instructive. And if you did, maybe leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.